Hello again, this is me, Joe Franklin. We're subtitling our little vignettes here, our little mini segments. Joe Franklin remembers. We're going down memory lane to bring back not only memories but emphatic, positive reactions to the stars that entertained Mom and Dad and you and me. And their memories are immortal forever and ever. Today is not only a star, it's the star songwriter of all time. There have been so many great ones, the Gershwins and Schwartz and Dietz and Jerome Kern and Hammerstein and Rogers. But when I think of Irving Berlin, I think of the master. He's the master. When he wrote Alexander's Ragtime Band, music up until that point, songwriting had been, kind of what you call Viennese, schmaltzy, corny, a little bit distracted, a little bit weepy. But when he gave us that new cadence, that new rhythm, that new tempo, that new gait, that come on in here, Alexander's Ragtime Band, come on in here. It's the best band in the land. And if you want to hear that Swanee River play in ragtime, come on in here, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Al Jolson sang that song, by the way, made it into a smash, as did Eddie Cantor, as did so many more in those days. But that revolutionized songwriting. There came thousands of ragtime songs and peppy songs, and Irving Berlin, believe it or not, made very few appearances on anybody's radio or TV series, but he was on my show on TV and radio both, maybe 4 times. And that's something I'm tremendously proud of. He had a kind of a wicked, kind of a wry, W-R-Y, wry sense of humor. Not like rye bread, but just wry. And he was chatting one time on my panel with Sophie Tucker. Remember Sophie Tucker, the last Red Hot Mama, Sophie Tucker? And he says, Sophie, what's happening? How's the career going? She's Irving. She says, I'm so hot. I'm in such demand. Hollywood wants to do a story about a movie about my life. They want to do a radio series called Sophie Tucker Sings. They want to do a TV series. TV was kind of young then. They want to do a book about my life. Irving Rose, don't worry, Sophie. You'll get something soon. He was very facetious, very semi-sarcastic gentleman. And when World War I came along, he wrote a Broadway and off-Broadway show and a show to be played in the troop camps called Yip, Yip, Yap Hank. In that show was a song that he didn't especially care about, so he maybe had it performed once or twice in the show, then he tucked it away in his trunk. He brought it out again in 1939 when Kate Smith sang. She reintroduced Mr. Berlin's God Bless America, which has become, of course, our second national anthem. And the funny thing is that in the Second World War, he did a second show after Yip, Yip, Yap Hank. He did a show called This is the Army. This is the Army, Mr. Jones, no private room, no telephone. You had your breakfast in bed before, but you're not there anymore. So they made a movie. The Broadway show broke records all over the nation, raised hundreds of, not hundreds, but millions of dollars for war relief for the soldiers and sailors funds. And during the movie, who appeared toward the end to sing? Irving Berlin himself sang one of his old songs about, I hate to get up in the morning, I'd love to remain in bed for the hardest law of all. It's the HW called, you got to get up, you got to get up. And a stagehand nearby listening to Mr. Berlin sang, listening to him sing that song, said, oh my God, if the man who wrote that song could hear this man sing it, he would turn over in his grave. Little did know that he was talking about the man who wrote the song, who was singing the song. So that was kind of a little facetious bit there. And Berlin, one time on my show with Ethel Merman, he says, Ethel, what do you think about when you're singing my songs in your Broadway show called Andy, Get Your Gun? When you're singing, there's no business like show business, and I got lost in his arms, anything you can do, I can do better, and they say it's wonderful, all those great songs. And she's Irving, when I'm singing your songs, I'm thinking about playing gin rummy, thinking about going to the racetrack with my friends. There was also a little bit of sarcasm on her part. But Irving really motivated, he inspired people to tell these humorous songs. And so far as his contributions to songwriting, he wrote thousands of them. He wrote many great movies, for Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire, Bob Hope, Jack Benny. But one of his main contributions to the legend of Great American Film Classics was the 1946 production called, get ready for this, Holiday Inn, which wrote a song about every major holiday. White Christmas, because it was our Christmas song, Supreme. The Bing Crosby record, White Christmas, by the way, is the biggest selling record in the entire history of the world. Bing's White Christmas has outsold everything else 10-1. And even way beyond Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But anyhow, in that particular show, the song, Easter Parade, was a takeoff on something he had written earlier. He had a knack of bringing back the old songs under new conditions. He wrote a song in 1916 called Smile and Show Your Dimple, You'll Find It's Very Simple. That became In Your Easter Bonnet with all the frills upon it, You'll Be the Grandest Lady in the Easter Parade. So he had the rights to, and he sang he wrote everything and sang. He made a lot of record albums too. But the fact that Irving Berlin remains to this day the great American songwriter, and one thing that I can vouch for, again, I was part of this, every Christmas Eve, underneath the apartment where he lived here on the east side of Manhattan, maybe 20, 30 kids would gather and sing to Mr. Berlin through his open window, just looking out and smiling a medley of his songs, What'll I Do, and Remember, and God Bless America, and White Christmas. And he would look out smiling and beaming. And when the concert ended, every year, he'd invite us up into the apartment and give us milk and cookies and bless us, and we blessed him. And he was very protective of his songs. He wouldn't let people sing his songs without permission. You couldn't dare change a lyric. If you change a lyric of every word of a song, you'd be in trouble with the law. He was protective, and you can't blame him. It was his property, his workmanship. He had his own Broadway theater called the Music Box, still there today, called Irving Berlin's Music Box Theater. And you talk about a legend whose work remains more than immortal. That's the man, Irving Berlin, the one and only. Once when he was a poor kid on the east side, he was selling newspapers. And the wind came along, blew him over the rail. They caught him, but maybe 20 minutes later, over the rail, his hands clenched. What was the hand? Still 5 pennies. The 5 pennies meant to Irving Berlin when he was poor. Later on, he left the world to mankind, to womankind, to you, to me. My memories remain of the number one Irving Berlin. See you very soon with more of Joe Franco Remembers. Remember to watch and be listening, and we love you very much. Thanks again.
Joe Franklin Remembers. I'll be remembering with you everybody. Jack Bendy, Eddie Cantor, Al Jolson, Rudy Valley, Kate Smith, Bob Hope, Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney, the golden age of show business, Betty Davis, everybody. And they'll give you everything in the way of behind the scenes, behind the screens, what happened on stage, backstage, at various stages of their lives. It'll be most compelling, exciting, fascinating. I'm looking forward to doing it, and I'll be proving with you and for your mommies and daddies that everything old is new again. So we'll be watching for me and Joe Franco Remembers. It'll be memory lane as it was meant to be, the best of the past. The past is not passé. We'll be reminiscing all through these next many, many years. Let's be in touch as we present Listen to the Reminiscent. Thank you so much.